as a prime minister during the convention in Finland on the 2nd of December 2024 will also ratify and assent to the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of the Child on the Involvement of Children in Armed Conflict. We will ratify this treaty and abide by it, not like the Nigeria terrorist state are doing in the northern Nigeria. On this 2nd of December 2024, as we declare raising a document for the restoration of independence of Biafra, the Biafra government will ratify and consent to the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Child, on the sales of children, child prostitution, and child pornography. Like under Nigeria, these are not crimes. Why Nigeria assent and sign into these particular treaties, they do not even know the value. They do not know the value in the society. They do not know how it helped to shape society to become a better society like you have in Europe. Like one of the criminals in IPOB, Nigeria, was surprised why Simon Ekpa is making all these utterances in the name of fighting Biafra and nobody is disturbing him. But his uncle shared a nude of a child in Germany, and he has been in the court for the past 5 years. As a Nigerian criminal, this man does not understand that sharing any child pornography is a serious crime. And there is where that particular law was derived from. Under this particular treaty, under the United Nations, the optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of the Child on the sales of children and child prostitution and child pornography. He didn't know it's a crime because he is a product of Nigeria. So Nigeria does not respect international law, and that is the reason. That is one of the reasons that are anarchy, insecurity, and all manner of atrocities in Nigeria, and they do not see most of these things as crime. So they come to Europe, they commit these crimes, and they are wondering why police is after them. We will ratify these laws, teach the people what is right and wrong, and make our society a sane and more saner place to live. My fellow Biafrans, on the 2nd of December, alongside other dignitaries that will embrace our convention all over the world, they will witness and observe the Biafra government assent and ratifying the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Child on a communication procedure. We will also, on that 2nd of December, ratify the United Nations optional protocol on the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, and Degrading Treatment or Punishment. The Biafra government will not only do consent to all these protocols, convention, and optional protocols of the United Nations, but also we are going to ratify the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. I want you to understand that there are many international instruments that the Biafra government will consent to, and make sure we uphold this treaty, not just consenting and ratifying it like Nigeria did and other Islamic terrorist states, but we are going to make sure that we follow these particular laws because it is the only pathway to peace. Once you uphold this law, the rule of law, and abide by the treaties, it is actually shaping to restore peace, stability, tranquility, and all manner of harmony that you can enjoy as a nation. That's the difference between the Europe and Africa. And like I said, because we have come here, there is no other tribe, there is no other nation in the world that is widely traveled like the Biafra people. And not only that we are traveled, We are also in the government in different countries of our residence. We participate in the nation building, and we have learned a lot, and we want to now bring it to build our nation, to make it the beginning of civilization in Africa. I want to stop here because of time. So I will be taking questions, especially from people who wish to ask questions. And even though I have a limited time, but now you have at least a glimpse of the kind of things we are doing or we are going to do during the convention. It is not just about declaring Biafra restoration and all that. The aim of and objective of this convention is to raise this legal document that we are going to use to pursue the recognition of Biafra as a state. And this is one of the pillars of doing that, is by ratifying the United Nations international human rights treaties and getting ready to abide by these rules and regulations in order to restore peace and stability in our region, in our country, and in our state. Thank you very much, the media team. Over to you, Raphael. I have given you a co-host, so Success, you can continue from here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Prime Minister. And good evening, fellow Biafrans. All protocols do observe here. All ministers of the Biafran Republic government in exile and the de facto government in homeland, you are welcome to this very press briefing by our Prime Minister, making bold of our steps ahead of 2nd of December. And as you can just hear from him, it is not just go to Finland and make a declaration, then raise a document, start sending to countries for recognition, but also to be part of the legal binding force that binds other nations, which made that very singular forum called United Nations. And there are a whole lot of it, as he has named them here, which Nigeria was in a hurry to become part of. They don't read the treaties, they don't read the agreements, they never read the backgrounds of what they're about to sign. They already signed it because they want to be part of the United Nations and also make part of the United Nations Security Council. And back home, they are disobeying the treaties they sign, which also form the nucleus part of their own constitutions. The centerpiece of their constitution is deriving from all these rights named by our Prime Minister this evening, and they don't even respect their own constitutions. How do they respect an international treaties, which they never read the background? So, according to our Prime Minister, he has assured us that we shall be part of all these agreements and treaties and bring first-hand civilization in Africa, not only Sahel, but in the whole of Africa, because it is only us that can be able to obligate and make this possible. So, Prime Minister, thank you very much. I know the 2nd of December is going to be whole lot of power-packed activities, which shall appear to the world as a surprise. Thank you very much. Deputy Minister of Communication, Mazi Raf Ajare. Welcome, sir, and unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. You're all welcome to this wonderful occasion of being with our Prime Minister to receive the blessings of Biafra, and we can see how far we are going. And obviously, we are very close home. We are very close home, and I give Chuko Kabiam and the glory. Thank you so much, Success, and everyone that is in this space. Please, Prime Minister wants to engage every one of us. As you have listened to all that he has said, please, based on what he just discussed, please bring your questions and go straight to the point. As the hands are being raised, I will respond to you accordingly. Please, as you will finish your questions, you just go down to listening mode so that the next person will be able to come up. First on this space will be Triple M. Triple M, please unmute yourself. You have at least 1 or 2 minutes to bring your questions and make it
All right.
snappy.
All right, thank you very much, Pastor Van Van Van, Honorable Pastor Van Van. Thank you, my fellow Biafrans all over the world. Thank you, my indefatigable Foreign Minister. We appreciate you so much. But I won't say that is a question. It's just to applaud you because you make you renew the quality and the pride of the Biafrans in that so-called, in fact, all over the world, not only in the zoo. Well, I just want to ask you this question. I know it's not in line with what we are discussing actually, but it's with regards of what the criminal OBJ said during the time they captured our leader, they kidnapped him. So he made a statement that they made a very big mistake. The guy in Finland is more deadlier than the person they captured. Now, my question is this: were you in anywhere have something to do with OBJ for him to make that statement, or he had went underground because he's a criminal, he's a bony man. Because sometimes you do tell the criminal IPOB Nigerian before you fight, you go to your village, kick out to your gods or whomsoever to tell you who you are. So my question is, do you in any way have something to do with OBJ before he made that statement? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
I have nothing to do with OBJ, and I will never have anything to do with him. He knows what I know, and I knows what he knows.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. How about OBJ?
I don't even
Thank you.
understand there. Wo.
There won't. Do you have any question for the Prime Minister? Please use the privilege of your voice out to ask, please. Go ahead.
Biafra na vuna na bato bie no no way. Anu kan bidike ukolo mwa. Obisi na bu gidile. Oke mwa. Obato bie. Eza batado bindewo.
There.
Okay, they just have eulogies for the Prime Minister, and that suits our PM because we are really blessed to have you, sir. And honestly, you don't understand how blessed.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as to the hot. Information where they drop from my table. I go to drop today's own with evidence of video. You go to see them with the welcome in the show live. As it be, Biafra Liberation Army don't capture one Nigeria Air Force personnel. You know, sometimes this energy them boys, and then they surprise me. You know, go they fight with person will pass you. Even Annie of Biafra is fighting with these Biafra soldiers. It's just that these Fulanis don't understand all these things. But anybody on when they want, there are people who owns the land. You can't come and be fighting them. Even 1967 to 1970, I say Alsa Bataloka. The Hausa people that came to Oka did not know what stopped them, and they fought them too. Meanwhile, make I carry you go to that information. Biafra Liberation Army has captured Nigerian Air Force personnel during a gun battle in Southeast region, though Newsband newspaper could not independently verify the actual place the Air Force personnel was captured. But Mr. Simon Ekpa, the Finland-based agitator, posted a video of the frail-looking officer eating gari and soup on his official S handle on Thursday. I go drop the video. Just follow this broadcast to the end. I go drop the video at the end of this broadcast. Make you see him. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile also confirmed that the captured officer hails from Niger State, north central of Biafra. But one significant thing you should understand about the Biafra Liberation Army is that they are not there for violence. In as much as this guy is from Niger State, from the North Central, they did not buy that guy. They still gave him gari, they still gave him soup, they still gave him water to be able to at least revitalize himself. And this will show you that these people are not there to just do anyhow. They are there just to protect the land. Of course, you know the work of the military is to protect the nation from external and internal insurrection. And this is what these people are doing. As it be, Biafra Liberation Army feeding the terrorists Nigeria Air Force at Air Force who came to kill them but was captured by attention is the meat in the hardship of Biafra Defense Force is feeding these terrorists with too much meat inside plates. The man is from Niger State. He is even drinking bottle of water. See his mustache, Ekpa said in the post. Military authorities are yet to issue any official statement confirming or denying the development. Meanwhile, the ominous action of Ekpa, who has been leading the campaign of the secession of Southeast region from Nigeria since Nnamdi Kanu was taken into custody by the authorities, has resulted in a lot of things, death of scores of security operatives and destruction of properties. Also, billions of naira have been lost in the region as businesses keep losing down over the perennial counterproductive sit at home and its security consequences. I go drop that video to you. All those English way they see there, we say somehow you know that a child that does not know how to cry will be crying ee. So that English is to say that Ekpa is really peppering the Nigerian government, them boys. As it be, the man Obi Agocha, he said if bail can be granted to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he is willing to countersign Obi Agocha or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now Obi Agocha will be lawmaker. Now in the tongue this one. In a landmark ruling, the Nigerian Supreme Court has overturned a lower court decision to revoke the bail of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. The decision hailed as a victory for justice acknowledged the extraordinary circumstance that led to Kanu's departure from Nigeria while on bail. The case has been closely watched with significant political and public interest. The lower court has previously revoked Kanu's bail, arguing that his flight from the country was an act of evasion. However, the Supreme Court has ruled that Kanu's actions were justifiable due to the severe threat to his safety. Federal lawmaker Honorable Obi Agocha, in an interview with Arise TV, praised the ruling, explaining that the court considered the context of a military raid on Kanu's residence in 2017, which occurred while he was out on bail. The raid reportedly involved a forceful entry and ransacking of Kanu's home, raising serious concern about his security. The Supreme Court held that under the circumstances, Kanu's action of running away was justifiable, Agocha stated, emphasizing that the military's action created a hostile environment that threatened Kanu's life. According to the court, Kanu's escape was a necessary measure to protect himself and should not be interpreted as defiance of the law. Agocha highlighted the significance of the ruling in recognizing the broader human rights implications of Kanu's situation. Had Kanu remained at home, his life might have been at risk, Agocha noted, referencing other incidents where individuals in similar situations face fatal outcomes. In a gesture of support, Agocha expressed his willingness to back Kanu's potential release. If bail can be granted to him, I am willing to countersign that bail, he said, underscoring his belief that Kanu's departure was as a reasonable and necessary response to an extraordinary threat. The Supreme Court decision has sparked widespread discussion about the balance between legal accountability and the protection of human rights, particularly in politically sensitive cases. For Kanu and his supporters, the ruling offers hope for a fair resolution to his ongoing legal battle while spotlighting the need for accountability in the event that led to his departure from Nigeria. Meanwhile, I'm not against I am not against what Obiagocha is doing. I am not against that. But what I am against is that these people usually use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to chase clout, to gather people to support them, to bring a lot of people to stay behind them because they know that Kanu is a mighty political figure, is a pillar in Nigeria politics, in Nigeria, everything about this nation. As an Igbo man, if Kanu should come out for president, apart from other tribes, he will win because Igbo people trust Kanu so much, even with their own life. And some of these politicians are doing a lot of things using Kanu because they know that once you mention the name of Nnamdi Kanu, everybody will be ready to rally around you. And you see these people taking advantage of this particular situation in order to be able to gather people to support them. I will not be surprised if in 2027 Obiagocha comes up with a post he wants to contest for. I will not be surprised because that has been the usual way. Soludo did the same thing while he was trying to emerge into office. While he was contesting for the governor of Anambra State, he took the same way. He did a lot of things to make sure that people believe that he is standing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when he became the governor of Anambra State, what happened? Ndị be anyị si ka Okeke gasịla amị kedu ebe buutu ya nọ. Ka Okeke gasịla amị kedu ebe buutu ya nọ. As it is. Meanwhile, another information, I will drop a video for you where you will see the new Biafra football team who are contesting in a particular game like that. They are mixed up though. You see a lot of whites. You see white, you see black, and the rest of them. Of course, those white are children given birth by Biafrans who are based abroad. And I'm telling you, what I'm envisioning is what is happening in places like, what is it called? In places like France, where almost all the football team members in France are almost all of them are black. Are you talking about Pogba? Are you talking about Mbappe? There are a lot of them, Kante, N'Golo Kante. There are a lot of them that are blacks. Almost all the France football team are blacks. So somebody should now not say because some people who are representing the Biafra national team are white, they are children given birth by the black parents with white mothers or something like that. Of course, you know that half-caste stuff, how it used to be. And that is what has been happening. Meanwhile, just watch that video as I'll come back.